Today is Wednesday, Rosh Chodesh Av. It's the beginning of the month of Av. It begins a period of 9 days that will conclude on the day of Tisha B'Av, a day of fast, a day where we commemorate the destruction of the first and second temple. Starting from today in the afternoon, we will, according to our custom, not eat meat as a sign of mourning. Also, of course, there are no celebrations that involve music or events, parties, that type of thing, except if there is a Brit Milah or Bar Mitzvah on the day that the child turns 13, and if somebody got married just before Rosh Chodesh Av and still is during the 7 days of Sheva Berachot, that also is allowed to have meat in the Su'udah of Sheva Berachot. So it's a period that, as we mourn the destruction of the temple, we have to think also what it is that we can do to correct the wrongs that were done at the time. Interestingly enough, there is only one date of passing that is mentioned in the Torah, in the 5 books of Torah. We know, based on Midrashim and Hachamim, that Moshe Rabbeinu passed away on the 7th of Adar, but it's not mentioned specifically in the Torah. However, today, Rosh Chodesh Av, is mentioned as the day of the passing of Aaron HaKohen. Aaron, the high priest, the brother of Moshe Rabbeinu, passed on the first day of Av, the month of Av, which is today. And maybe it's a message. Maybe there's a message to be delivered, since today we think of Aaron HaKohen. It is a known fact that the period of the destruction of the temple was marked by sinat hinam, hatred in vain. Of course, people have always a reason to quarrel and to hate maybe and try to get even with somebody because he wronged that person. Conflicts do develop. So there's always a reason, but it's still, there's a lot more to appreciate in the other person. And most could be said, even always, there's more that unites the people who are quarreling that divides them. They just have to see it. And as we enter this period of the 9 days, when we think about the great detriment to Am Yisrael through sinat chinam and quarreling and conflict, we think that today, as we think of Aaron HaKohen, he was a person that always sought peace and pursued peace, as the Mishnah says in Pirkei Avot. Hillel Omer, Heve mitalmidav shel Aaron. Be a disciple of Aaron HaKohen. Ohev shalom, love peace. Verodev shalom, he pursued peace and you pursue peace also. Ohev et habiryot, be loving of people, find the positive in people. Ukarvan la Torah, and bring them closer to the Torah. And it's a message as we begin this period of the 9 days, how important it is to love peace, to pursue peace, to find the positive in others, and to bring ahava ve'achva, love and friendship amongst us. Interestingly, that Mishnah starts with Hillel ve'Shammai kibelu mehem. It's Hillel and Shammai, and it speaks about what Hillel said, what Shammai said. And it's a known thing that Hillel and Shammai had many arguments throughout the Mishnayot. They were very often at odds with each other. But their machloket was l'shem Shamayim. And what our sages explained is, even though they had the difference of opinion, they each made the statements first to prove the point of the other, to show that he understood the other very clearly, and then to show that he had a different opinion. But still, there was friendship and love amongst them. I even heard that they married their children. They could have had difference of opinion, but always in a way that was peaceful, in a way that was respectful to one another. Can you imagine? You argue with someone, but before you prove your point, you're going to state his point so clearly that people are going to think, wow, you're really on his side. But then you say, you know what, let me explain to you why I differ from you in my opinion. Well, that's okay. And we see sometimes in today's society that people are so much at odds with each other. Like, they don't want to hear the other person's viewpoint. Can you imagine if every person first stated the viewpoint of the other very clearly, proving why the other person is right. And then you can explain your viewpoint. That would create a sort of a connection and a sort of appreciation for each other's way of thinking and each other's approach. And it's okay to have different opinions, but you can still done with peace and with harmony and friendship. And today, as we think of Aaron Cohen, it's the art side today. We think of the importance of these ideas as we enter the period of the 9 days, where as we think of the adversities that befell Am Yisrael, we should think also that the inspiration that we should try to do to correct and to understand what was wrong and how to learn from the mistakes of the past. And one way to learn from the mistakes of the past is to adopt this Mishnah, to be Ohev Shalom, Rodev Shalom, Ohev et Biriot, love people, find the positive in them, Karvan la Torah, and bring them closer to the Torah. Baruch Adonai le'olam, Amen ve'amen.